episode of SB Nation Season 3. My name is Ira Pablo at makakasama niyo naman ako for another hour of all basketball talk. Pero syempre hindi tayo nag-iisa for today's episode dahil meron tayong kasamang bigating apelido sa mundo ng Philippine basketball. Huwag natin patagalin pa. I would like to introduce sports analyst Juan Banal. I also have here with me former PBA player Ael Banal, and of course we have champion coach, our special guest for tonight, Coach Joel Banal. Good evening to the Banal boys.
Grabe naman yung bigating pangalan.
Bumigat na ba kami dahil sa katagalan ng panahon?
Eto, sobrang excited na ako marinig yung mga kwento nila at kung paano sila mag-usap-usap. Paano ba yung kwentuhan pag nagdi-dinner kayo tapos...
Kulang ang isang oras, Ira. Feeling ko.
Na-imagine, kulang pa nga kayo eh, may isa pa.
Yeah.
Two more
boys.
Banal boys. Okay, let's begin tonight's episode. We have exciting topics. First up, we are going to talk welcome back to another episode of SB Nation Season 3. My name is Ira Pablo and join me tonight as we have another hour of all basketball talk. And once again, happy Valentine's din sa lahat ng mga nanonood dyan. Samahan nyo kami for a little basketball talk bago kayo magpatuloy sa inyong mga date. At syempre, hindi tayo nag-iisa dahil meron akong tatlong ka-date ngayon, guys. Ang gagwapo nila, the biggest, one of the big names, last names in the world of Philippine basketball. Huwag natin patagalin pa, we have here sports analyst Juan Banal. I also have here with me former PBA player A.L. Banal and of course, champion coach, Coach Joel Banal. Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
Good evening. Kaya ka ba naka-red, Ira? Dahil
Yes, dahil
may date ba kayo ni
Day
Kyle
today.
after?
Wala, team bahay tayo, team
Yeah.
bahay tayo ngayon. Mahirap makipagsabayan sa traffic ngayon. It's a payday Friday. Ang daming gusto mag-date. So, sa bahay na lang tayo, guys. At manood tayo ng SB Nation. Ayan. For today, we are going to talk about interesting topics. Of course, dahil special guest natin si Coach Joel Banal, meron tayong mga itatanong sa kanya. Saan mas mahirap mag-coach? Is it collegiate or professional basketball? Alamin natin mamaya. Ano ang pinagkaiba ng basketball noon at ngayon? Ayan, yan ang aabangan natin. And we are going to talk about the NBA All-Star Weekend that's going to happen this Saturday and Sunday. Let's talk about the schedule and also pag-usapan natin kung sino kaya ang magcha-champion for the NBA All-Star. Alright, let's get started. First topic, ayan, Coach Joel. Welcome to SB Nation.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Ayan, alamin natin, you've coached collegiate, professional, nag-champion ka in collegiate and professional as well. Saan mas mahirap mag-coach?
Maraming factors. No? Pero ititrend daw sa dalawang importanteng factors. So doon mo malalaman kung mahirap or masarap. No? Unang-una is yung materyales. No? Kung nakabuo ka ng materyales, mas madali mag-coach. It doesn't matter kung sa college ka man or sa PBA ka man, sa pro ka man. Kung nakabuo ka ng magandang materyales, masarap mag-coach. No? Hindi mahirap. Kung less talented yung team mo compared to the other teams, kahit saan ka nandun, mahirap yun, di ba? Ang isang factor is, ang importante is management support. Kung meron kang management support, kahit na nagko-coach ka sa college or sa pro ka nagko-coach, kaya mo parehong masarap, parehong hindi mahirap. Pero kung mahirap ang support sa'yo, nanggagaling sa taas, mahirap mag-coach sa college. Mahirap din mag-coach sa pro. Pero all things being equal, kung ganyan, mas madaling pasunurin yung mga college players, no? Pero ang professional level naman, if you have to use reasoning, you have to reason with them, no? Hindi pwedeng sa college kasi pwede ka magdikta eh. Itong gusto ko mangyari, tumalong ka sa ilog, tatalon siya sa ilog. Pero sa pro level, you have to give a good reason. You have to explain why. And hindi mo kailangan bantayan. They're professionals. They know what to do. Kung nagkaroon lang sila na buy-in dun sa sinasabi mo. So it's important when you coach in the professional level that you'll be able to express and explain yourself. If you can do that, it's not gonna be difficult.
Let's talk about college basketball. Ano yung pinaka mahirap na part sa pag-coach ng collegiate basketball?
Okay.
You said it's easy kasi susunod sila. Pero anong mahirap when it comes to collegiate basketball?
Iba-iba rin, no, conforme sa team. Ang number one, isa sa parte ng trabaho ng coach, being a collegiate coach, is recruitment eh.
Ay, oo.
Sa professional din naman eh, di ba? May mga draft, may mga ganyan, no? Pero sa collegiate level, kailangan mo mag-recruit. So, kung hindi ka magaling mag-recruit, mahihirapan ka. Kailangan magaling ka mag-recruit, no? So, nandun yung unang-unang hirap. No? Kung makakuha ka ng materyales na gusto mo, bagay doon sa sistema mo, mas madali ang coaching. Pero kung hindi mo makuha yung gusto mong talent, para doon sa iyong sistema, hindi siya magkatugma, mahirapan ka, kailangan mo magpalit, di ba? So, kadalasan kung hindi ka makakuha ng talent, like what happened to me in Mapua, kasi sa Mapua, serious yung aral, no? Engineering during my time, parating technical courses ang kinukuha ng mga players. So, pagka magaling na player, nire-recruit mo pag sinabi Mapua, pero sasabihin mo sa kanila, kailangan mo mag-aaral lilipat na lang po ako sa ibang eskwelahan, sa iba na lang eskwelahan. So, yun yung isa sa pinakamahirap, no? Paano ka magre-recruit na ang eskwelahan mo mayroong requirement na ganitong grades? O, di ba? So, pagtsatsagaan mo yung makukuha mo, kanya ako, ang ginawa ko noon, nung nasa Mapua ako, nagre-recruit ako sa inter-school. Nandun na nakapasok na siya sa Mapua, naglalaro lang siya sa school. Pwede na. Pwede na. So, pipiliin ko lang yung pinakamagagaling sa different courses. Tapos, i-invite ko sila sa mag-tryout, isasama ko doon sila sa team. Kanya marami siguro, probably 40 to 50% of my players doon sa roster ko is galing sa inter-school. Hindi recruited from outside. Bihirang-bihira ako mag-recruit from outside kasi napakahirap mag-recruit from outside. Lalo na kung ang kalaban mo ay yung teams na malalaki. May budget, maganda ang offers, maganda ang quarters, no? Masarap ang pagkain, may catering pa after practice na experience ka, no? So, siyempre kung ako magaling na player, pupunta ako dun sa team na yun, tama? So, nasa sayo ngayon as a coach, how are you going to sell your school? So, kailangan mong mag-isip, humanap katulad ako, ang ibibenta ko sa kanila, alam mo, kung makatapos ka dito sa Mapua, trabaho ang maghahabol sa'yo, hindi ka maghahanap ng trabaho. So, minsan
coach ka na, nagbebenta ka pa ng school.
Salesmanship, actually. Part of it is salesmanship.
I think the hardest thing about collegiate, I think ngayon, it's a completely different ballgame. I think because of meron ng sobrang laking pera involved Tumatapat na sa pros di ba? So, I think yung pro paminsan at some point, dahil nga may drafting, paminsan wala kang choice di ba? The power is still heavily on the mother teams, di ba? Kung sino man yung mga team, sila, they get to pick, di ba? The players, trade, and all that. Parang yung collegiate now is the best time to be alive if you're a college player.
Tama.
Kasi yung kind of offering na pwedeng ibigay sa'yo,
para
plus,
pro.
pwede kang tumanggi. Hindi ka tulad sa pro, paminsan wala kang say. Dito, mas may say ang player sa college Di ba? Pwede siyang mamili, pwede siya. Plus, on top of that, hindi ka rin natatakot graduate. Bakit? Kasi may option ka na sa abroad. Di ba? Ngayon, pwede mo pang ipaglaban yung, pwede mo makuha ang salary sa abroad at pwede mo makuha dito sa pro. Ngayon, pwede mong i-demand yun kahit papaano. Di ba? So, I think now is the best time to be alive. I think that complicates the whole recruitment process. I think right now, kawawa talaga yung mga team na walang backer. Di ba? Yung mga college teams na walang backer, ang hirap talaga mag-recruit.
Kunin mo yung mga natira.
Dati, extra rice lang pwede nang i-alok di ba? Dorm nga lang pwede nang i-alok.
Basta libre tuition.
Libre pag-aaral, pwede nang ilok. Ngayon, iba na usapan. Signing bonus pa lang.
Alam mo, balita ko ba may car allowance?
Hindi lang.
May
Grabe.
condo allowance. Grabe.
So ngayon parang kasi syempre napag-usapan na rin natin yung coaching in the college and the pro, di ba? Dati kasi hindi mo problema pera pag nagko-coach ka sa pro. Problema ng team yun Ngayon problema ng college coach yun Di ba na kailangan makahanap ka ng good funding Kailangan, so ngayon pinag-usapan natin yung UE, di ba? Naging controversial lately yung UE kasi ang daming coaches na naglalabanan for that. Ngayon si Coach Chris Cavina ang naka-nail ng UE spot. He ousted a couple of coaches and isa pang leading in that list is si Coach Josh. Pero I think right now, even in the whole interview process, that involves what else can you offer besides your talent? Which makes this whole collegiate level just a different monster when it comes to coaching in that. Kasi parang secondary na yung coach, sinabi nga ng dad namin, di ba, ni Coach Joel na parang ang unang labanan dyan is makakuha ng pyesa. Pangalawang labanan dyan, yung tactical na, di ba, na pagdating mo dun sa tournament itself. Pero kahit na ganun kakagaling, kung wala kang pyesa, mahirap. So ang unang labanan is a recruitment talaga. Yun ang dun lalabas yung galing mo, which is sobrang hirap ngayon. Ngayon sa college level.
I remember nung una akong umattend ng coaching workshop sa Amerika, no? Nung una kong attend. Yung opening remarks ng speaker, sabi niya kagad, "Hey coaches," sabi niya, remember this," sabi niya, "It's not you, it's the players that you recruit." Naintindihan ko, hindi ko magaling yung coach, kaya mo nang manalo, kaya mo nang mag-champion kahit wala kang materyales. Imposible. So sabi niya, it's the players that you recruit. Ang importante, makarecruit ka ng magagaling na player. Yun ang labanan Kung wala kang materyales, napakahirap manalo.
So saan mas mahirap mag-coach? College or pro or mga anak?
Yan ang
A better
magandang
question.
tanong.
Sino mas mahirap i-coach? Ael Banal or Juan Banal? Ang ganda ng jacket nito.
Yan ang magandang tanong.
Ikaw na, ikaw.
Can only imagine what banal dinners look like, no? The basketball talk, lahat ng
No, actually, kami ni Ael.
sermon.
Kami ni Ael, yung hinihugot namin mga analysis dito sa SB Nation. Nanggagaling, resulta ng kunwari, last episode, pinag-usapan namin yung mga trades. Napag-usapan na namin yan. Mga isang linggo na namin napag-usapan yan. So, yung kung ano man yung nakuha namin perspective, usually hinaain namin sa show. Yan yung nasala na namin na ganun kalalim.
Tanong
Hindi
ko
namin
pala sa
maiwasan.
inyo, what is it like growing up having a champion coach as your dad? Ako walang pressure.
I was
kasi
gonna
babae.
say, I don't know if we can flash it on the screen again. I am gonna ask my dad this. But, syempre yung celebrations niya, like all of these, especially nung talagang medyo may edad na ako at may malay na ako, talagang it's a core memory for me. Like, lalong-lalo yung 2002 UAAP champion, I was like grade 4. Yung mga kaklase ko nun, lahat sila Lasal fans nun eh.
Okay.
Pero iba yung yabang ko nung pasok na yun, nung nanalo ng championship. Like coming into class, I remember that eh. And then also yung 03 PBA champion, I don't know for him kasi siya mas bata, mas marami siyang championships na experience with my dad. I was gonna ask my dad, alin dito ang pinaka-memorable mong champion?
Championship.
Kasi PBL, PBA, UAAP, NCAA. So which one is the most memorable for you? Well, as a player as well. Yeah.
Oh, well, yung first championship ko kasi is yung sa Mapua, di ba? Kasi parating ang first, hindi mo yan makakalimutan. No? So, but through time, lumalamig na yun. Tapos na-revive lang siya nung nag-champion ako sa Ateneo. And the Ateneo championship was so different, no? Why? Because we beat Lasal.
Yeah.
So yun. The year before, tinalo sila ng Lasal. So meron silang pain na nararamdaman eh. But when we won in 2002, parang nahimasmasan sila, no? Nawala lahat ng pain and rejoicing and everything. In fact, we were invited to Malacanang after we won the championship. We were in the front page of the Morning Daily when we won the championship. So it was so different, no?
Right.
It was like month, 2, 3, 4 months of celebration. No? This is so important. Ngayon lang ako naka-experience ng ganun that when I won the championship for Ateneo, kumakain kami sa labas ng pamilya ko, kasama sila. Hindi na siguro nila natatandaan. Pero nung magbabayad na ako ng bill ko, sabi nung waiter, "Sir, bayad na po. Merong calling card nakalagay. Thank you for the championship." No? So isang Atenean, binayaran yung kinain namin. So that's different, right? So yan ang mga hindi mo makakalimutan. No? Kailan pa mangyayari ito? Kailan pa nangyayari ito? They're so thankful and grateful for the championship that even now, whenever meron akong nakita na tinis at napag-usapan namin yun, ako, 2-3 oras na kwentuhan na yan.
And it ended the 14-year drought, di ba?
Yes,
14-year drought of Ateneo. LA Tenorio second year, Enrico Villanueva's final year, Larry Fuenshare, Rich Alvarez, JC Intal, Doug Kramer, mga rookies pa. Ang kalaban nun, sina Mike Cortez, Mac Cardona, lakas din talaga.
Joseph Yo, Carlos
Mahirap
Sarma,
yung championship
Adonis
na yun, no?
Santawan.
Mahirap talaga.
Tsaka 4 in a row sila nag-champion.
Yeah.
8 in a row in the finals and 4 in a row champions sila. So, para basagin mo yun, mahirap. They had the experience and everything.
And I think iba yung appeal ng winning for a school. Eh. Kasi mahaba yung tradition, madami na produce na loyal alumni, 'di ba? Para kang siguro sa NBA or some other state, sa US kasi big deal yung nananalo ka for your city. 'Di ba? So pag kumain ka sa labas, ililibre ka ng mga tao from the city. Ganun. Kasi there pa, 'di ba? Kasi sa atin sa pro sa PBA, hindi ganun eh. Brands ang represented, 'di ba? Hindi talaga siguro yung MPBL tsaka yung dating MPBA medyo may ganong flavor eh, 'di ba? Na if you win something for your province, your city, love ka talaga. Si Gab nga kami nung nag-MVP siya during his second I think MPBL season niya, Bacoor, mahal siya ng Bacoor. Kasi talaga yung Bacoor Cavite.
Masaya maglaro sa Bacoor.
Grabe siya. Grabe yung ano sa akin. So, ganun yung mahal. So, I think, on another level yung school. Kasi it transcends space.
Mga alumni.
Diba? Time siya eh. Time. So, grabe talaga. Yung tuwang-tuwa yung mga dati. So, I can just imagine schools right now, diba? Lalo na yung UP. Nung nanalo yung UP, parang after being in the bottom of the barrel, biglang nag-champion. That first championship, I think, grabe rin yung trato dun sa team and ano. So, iba yung appeal, diba? Iba rin yung, syempre, I'm sure yung winning a championship at the highest level na tournament, which is the PBA, is also a different, lalo na all-Filipino. Iba kasi yung may usapan ng import eh, di ba? Pero yung manalo ka sa all-Filipino, quits lahat tayo dito. Walang lamangan dito, di ba? Iba rin, and your father was part of that championship.
Oo nga pala.
Coach Vic, di ba?
Rookie year ni Jimmy Alapag.
Jimmy Alapag,
Yes.
Harvey Carey, di ba? Asita Olava.
Bong Ravena eh.
Bong Ravena.
So I have to say officially that Ira's dad is my favorite player.
Dati narinig mo yun.
He's my favorite player. Kahit anong, alam ko hindi siya bibitaw, alam ko nandiyan siya, alam ko maaasahan ko siya parati. So, kailangan as a head coach, meron kang ganun eh. Meron kang alam mo yung player na ito, ilalabang ka hanggang dulo. So, alam mo yun ha. So, si Vic yun. Anyway,
I love
kung napansin nyo, hindi ko nasagot yung tanong ni Ael eh. Kasi sinabi ko yung first championship ko is Papua,
Favorite.
tapos Alaska, tapos Ateneo. Pero hindi ko nabanggit yung PBA championship din. No? Because we won the PBA championship with your dad on the eve of Manny Pangilinan's birthday.
This was talk and text.
Yeah. So at 12 midnight, we stopped everything, turned off the lights, and then offered him the trophy, the championship trophy, on the eve of his birthday. So that's different also. That's
I
also
didn't
so
know that.
memorable. Yeah.
8 years old ako nung time.
Yeah.
na yun.
Mga bata, hindi pa to tropang giga.
Oo.
Talk and text, phone pals pa to. Phone pals pa to.
Correct.
Yan ang unang
The
championship.
light blue and yellow jersey.
Correct.
Vintage na vintage.
Hindi mo nasagot yung, di nyo nasagot yung tanong ko. What's it like having Coach Joel as a dad?
Well, obviously kami we've been through a lot of shows already. Right? Madami na kaming shows na na-invite niya. And we always say na parang obviously we never felt like he was a coach to us. He was always like a dad,
Dad.
diba? Parang hindi siya iba eh. He doesn't change who he is. Kaya pagka nakikita namin yung mga player, kung ano yung pagalitan niya or his relationship with the player, parang alam namin na ganyan din naman siya sa amin eh, diba? Parang walang pinagkaiba. He doesn't change who he is on and off the court. And for us, that's a big deal, di ba? Na parang, kasi magiging source yun ng igitan, magiging source pa yun ng, bakit ganun? Pagka mga player mo, iba ka. Pagka sa amin, ba't ganito ka? May ganun pa. Pero walang ganun eh. Walang ganun feeling na the way he ministers and serves us as our father. It's the same way he serves other people. And in return, kami, parang ngayon, with our own families, we try to emulate that, di ba? So, ito lang yan eh. Ganito lang yung pumapalibot yung dinner table namin. Mag-uumpisa yan sa latest news. Kamusta buhay mo. Kunwari lang yan. Panimula lang, appetizer lang yan. But eventually, for some reason, iikot yan, babalik ng basketball. For some reason. Kahit na outer space ang pinag-uusapan mo, bigla na lang mapupunta sa basketball yung
Kahit new movie,
kahit ano.
mapupunta siya sa basketball.
Babalik ng basketball talaga siya. Pagdating ng basketball, eventually, pupunta sa faith namin.
Yeah.
Doon ang ending. Doon magtatapos yung gabi. Always yan. So, kahit anong pa yung panimula na, alam mo ba, nangyari ka nito? Bigla mamaya, nasa basketball na. Kaya yung pagka-basketball na pinag-uusapan, yung mga wives and mga babae, aalis na yan. Dapat nasa sofa or something. Kami, nandun pa rin kami sa lamesa. Pinag-uusapan pa rin. Very intense. So, that's typically how dinner is in our house.
Coach Joel, you are a championship coach for both collegiate and professional basketball, and you've been involved with basketball for so many decades already. Can you talk about the difference of basketball in general before and how you know basketball today? You can talk about collegiate, you can talk about professional, or combine mo na sila.
Yeah. Well, ganun talaga eh. It has to evolve, di ba? So, nung panahon namin, napakadali lang eh. Actually, I remember sa college ako, 3 times a week lang kami nagpa-practice eh. So, ibig sabihin, hindi ka, yung condition mo, okay lang, makakatagal ka sa game, pero pag napagod ka, talo na kayo. So, ganun lang yan, ano? Pero nung dumating si Ron Jacobs, nagpa-practice siya ng everyday, no? Nagpa-practice siya ng everyday. So, doon nag-evolve na yung basketball. Tapos he introduced a lot of different defenses, mga zones, 1-3-1 and everything, no? Tapos nung naging assistant ako ni Tim Cone sa Alaska, nakita ko rin kung gaano kahirap, minsan twice a day pa yung practice, no? So, yun lang yung evolvement nung ano na yan, ng basketball from kung gaano ka light ang practices, therefore napakabagal ng development.
Quality rin, mababa.
Oo, mababa ang quality. Kung ngayon na nakita mo twice a day mag-practice, lahat ng equipments, merong strength and conditioning coach, merong plyometrics coach, merong nutritionist, merong ganyan lahat. So, sobrang technical na siya, kanya sobrang taas na ng level, sobrang gagaling ng mga players. So, dun mo kitang-kita kagad yung difference. Parang mas masarap panoorin ngayon kasi mas marami kang makikita kaysa noong araw. Noong araw, simple lang, titira lang, or kaya pupos. Pero ngayon, ang daming complications and everything. So, mas masarap manood ng basketball ngayon kaysa noong araw.
Mas na-challenge ka na i-analyze yung game, tignan yung mga...
Kasi nagsimula yan sa... Number one, sports is competitive. Basketball is competitive to begin with. So, ang goal mo is, ano bang pwedeng advantage na makuha ko? Kahit katiting na advantage, hahanapin mo yun eh. Di ba, yung meron nga, sila, I remember when he was consulting for a team in PBA D-League. So, alam ko si Gab, part pa ng team na yun eh. Pero yung kalaban nila, dahil parang final sila, tapos dikit yung games, vitamin C drip, nag-IV drip sila, and parang, ganun ka sila na, okay, dehydrated tayo, naglaro tayo the day before, lalaban tayo bukas, anong pwedeng advantage? So yung team na yung kalaban nila, nag-IV drip and all that, like every inch of pwedeng advantage na pwedeng mong makuha, kukunin mo di ba? And so, like I said, like my father said, very scientific na ngayon, very technical. And it's complex, dami ng levels Dami ng levels.
And nagkakaroon ng mga nutritionist, even collegiate level, gano'n na yung
It's as simple as nga yung mentality na, bawal ka magbuhat during the day of the tournament or the game day. Huwag ka magbuhat. Ngayon may loading na, may isometrics na, and so on and so forth na ginagawa ng mga players. Right before, siguro, let's mention like si Kevin Cambao, di ba? Dino-document kasi niya yung life in a day of KQ leading up to the finals and then, di ba, ang coach si Migs Aitona, talaga naglo-load sila during the day of the game, finals yan. And people before, ang mindset natin is, kakapos yung tira mo.
Wala ka na shooting pag nagbuhat ka.
Pag nagbuhat ka. Ngayon, hindi na yun totoo.
Mga activation na sila.
Hindi ko lang alam kung sa ordinary fan ng basketball, especially the PBA or the collegiate level, kung hindi mo masyadong naiintindihan yung complexion of the game, yung mga ganyan, yung technicalities, ang hahanapin mo lang siguro yung kung sinong magaling na player, yun lang panonoorin mo. Kung makakashoot siya, papalakpak ka, di ba? Kung yung school na sinusupport mo, yun lang, no? Pero katulad ako, as a coach, I've been through basketball so many years, mas gusto ko manood ngayon, mas na-excite ako, mas nakikita ko yung pagkakaiba, yung ganda ng game, flow ng game, yung galing ng player, mas nakikita ko ngayon. So ang sinabi kong pinakamalaking difference, kung ikaw ay totoong basketball fanatic, makikita mo mas masarap manood ngayon ng basketball.
And even the numbers, I have to add, we were talking, like I said, nung last episode, pinag-usapan namin yung mga stats and all that. Kasi yung mga kapatid rin namin, si Migs siya si Gab. Kung wala lang sila sa harap ng camera, pero mahilig din sila mag-analyze, very strategic, very... So, for example, pinag-usapan namin yung trade ni De'Aaron Fox, di ba? Napunta siya sa San Antonio Spurs. Ngayon, for them to even make that decision, they had to look at, okay, ano yung tendencies na ito ni De'Aaron Fox, di ba? And he's number 6 in points scored off a pick and roll. Wembanyama is the perfect player for a pick and roll with Chris Paul pa there. Diba? Both Wembanyama and Chris Paul, I think they're part of the top 5.
Number 1 si Chris Paul as a ball handler. Points per usage. And then si Wembanyama as a roller, number 2. So instantly already they have the top 6 players.
So top 6 players kaagad sila. When it comes to efficiency in pick and roll, diba, yung number na yun, wala naman nagbibilang nung dati, di ba? Na parang ganun. Ngayon, because with technology, mas madali na magbilang. Dati, kaysa isa ka nagbibilang, mano-mano ngayon, may AI na, may artificial intelligence that can count that for you. Now you have the data. Now you can be more strategic. Now it takes basketball on a whole different level and strategies outside the court.
No, but now that basketball evolves so much, merong merong domino effect yan eh. It produces the quality of players na nire-recruit mo ngayon. So, ikaw, coach, ano yung hinahanap mo sa player para mag-thrive sa type of basketball level ngayon?
Unang-unang kong titignan yung athleticism, yung gifts, di ba? Mabilis ba siya, or malakas ba siya tumalon, or quick ba siya, or mahahaba ba ang kamay niya? Yung mga yan, hindi mo yan madidevelop eh. Nandiyan na yan sa kanya, di ba? So, unang-unang tinitignan mo yon. Ang pangalawa ko, tinitignan ko is yung intelligence. Importante yon. Sa klase ng basketball ngayon, pagka-slow yung player mo, parating huli. Kahit magaling siya. No? So, lumalabas yun parati, yung athleticism, yung gifts, yung natural abilities. Tapos yung intelligence. No? Kung meron siyang ganon, pareho, Kobe Bryant na siya, or Michael Jordan na siya, or Steph Curry na siya.
Coach, how different is it to coach players tapos coaching your own kids?
Okay, I promise myself, I promise myself that I won't coach my kids.
Talaga?
Yeah, napakahirap, no? Ang dami ko nakita na parent or father na coach, tapos yung anak niya ang player niya. Na either paupuin niya yung anak niya kasi nag-iingat siya na baka may masabi sa kanya yung ibang tao, yung eskwelahan, or yung mga students, or yung mga players, or yung mga parents, no? Or gagamitin niya yung anak niya kasi wala siyang pakialam kung ano yan. So, magkakaproblema siya sa parents, sa ibang players, pero nagamit niya yung anak niya, no? Wala akong nakita na, wala pa akong nakita na parehong naging successful, no? Na naging successful yung tatay na coach, naging successful din yung basketball player na anak niya at the same time. So, kung maging successful man sila, meron pa rin yung
may intriga pa rin.
May intriga. Plus, isa pang problema is baka yung relationship nyo.
As father and son.
So, iba yung player eh. Katulad ako, siyempre, yung desire ko to win, kung minsan, siguro sumosobra the way I treat my players, no? And if I do that to my sons, parang it's unfair, di ba? So that's why I promise myself, I don't wanna coach my kids. Yeah, I don't wanna coach.
Actually, even as a fan, hirap na hirap siyang manood. Pag mga anak niya, even sa anak ko, nanonood din siya, di ba? Mag-walk out siya, aalis siya kasi hindi niya kaya yung nasi-stress siya na nanonood siya. Kaya mag-walk out siya, mag-walk out siya. Hindi siya manonood kasi nasi-stress siya either way.
So, story time. So, Championship Ateneo. Last year namin ni Kyle sa Juniors Division.
Okay.
UST siya, Ateneo kami. Champion kami.
Okay.
Pero nung fourth quarter yata or second half, umalis na yung dad ko. Sa Araneta yun eh. Nasa tunnel na siya nagdadasal. Hindi niya na matake. So, nung nag-champion na kami, hinahanap ko siya. Hindi ko siya mahanap. Lumabas siya sa tunnel. Hindi na pala siya nanood nun. Kasi nga, nagdadasal na pala siya nun.
So, kung nanonood pala si Coach Joel, hindi siya watching lang siya as a dad, hindi siya watching as a coach. Tapos, after the game, magbibigay pa siya ng mga
may
pointers pala.
Hindi nawawala yun. Sorry yun. Ano nga naman ngayon eh. Kunwari, may show kami, napanood niya. Magbibigay pa rin naman siya ng feedback. Which is again, for us, na welcome na namin yun eh, di ba?
Dalawang bagay yun. Isa is, kung coach ako, marami akong comments, marami akong corrections and everything, di ba? And nagagasgas yung relationship pag gano'n. Kaya ako lumalabas, ayoko nang panoorin kasi ayoko makita yung mali. Kasi hindi ko mapipigil yung sarili ko to correct it, di ba? Number one. Number two, as a father, it is so painful to see your child or your son or your daughter loses.
Pag di nila nakuha.
Yung frustration, yung pain ng losing, no? Ayaw mo yun. Kung nasaktan yung anak mo, umiiyak siya dahil natalo siya, mas lalong masakit sa tatay. So that's why I leave. Meron ako isang game kay Gab sa championship sa Xavier. Buong game nasa labas ako. Sabi nung nakita ako nung commission na sabi, ba't ka nandyan sa labas? Sabi niya, pabayaan mo na ako dito sa labas. Dito na lang patatapusin ko yung game dito sa labas. So it is so difficult, no? Because I know the pains, the struggles, ng the stress, the pressure of playing, no? In a game. Kung na-experience ng anak ko yun, parang hindi ko matake, kaya ako lumalabas.
Alright, ganun pala yung mga ganun pala yung pasilip sa buhay ng mga banal. Okay, so aside from Valentine's Day, we are also looking forward to the NBA All-Star Weekend that's happening tomorrow and on Sunday. Kaya tignan natin yung schedule of our NBA All-Star Weekend. Tomorrow at 9:15 a.m., we're going to have the Rising Stars Semis 1 followed by the Rising Stars Semis 2. Tapos kung sino yung magcha-champion dito, at 10:35 a.m., yan yung sasali sa ating NBA All-Star. Okay? And then, on Sunday, we are going to start at 8 a.m. Meron tayong Skills Challenge. Of course, it's going to be followed by the 3-point contest and then followed by the Slam Dunk contest. And that's going to happen on Sunday. And then on Monday natin mapapanood ng umaga, All-Star Semis 1, All-Star Semis 2, and then magkakaroon ng championship. So, iniba nila yung tournament format this year. Instead of just having the West and the East play against each other, they're going to have a 4-team that's going to compete for the NBA Championship, All-Star Championship. Ayan.
Alam mo, I think parang this is one of the most exciting iterations that they've done. So they've done a lot of iterations already in the All-Star game, di ba? Even yung 3-point shooting contest, di ba? Ang dami na rin, mag-invite na rin sila ng iba. A lot of, just to kind of like, and every player naman knows that the All-Star is really for the fans, di ba? They do this for the fans. But I think because when the players didn't take it as seriously as the 90s or the 2000s, parang it has an impact on the branding of the NBA na parang nag-iingat lang yan, ang corny na, puro aliw, puro ganyan. So nawala na yung competitive spirit, di ba? And which I feel like they started iterating, di ba? Nagkaroon sila ng draft pick before, LeBron versus Steph, nag-pick sila, binalik nila na naman sa East and West. Ngayon, this is one of the biggest, and it's not just with the kind of teams that were formed. I think the concept itself, it's not your regular All-Star game. And I think this is where AL would really like to explain and come in.
Yeah. So, in the past few years, no, I remember the last na talagang matinong All-Star. Aminin natin, hindi siya, boring siya over the past few years, is nag-drafting and then nilagyan nila ng score limit. Tapos first one to reach there, I think yung charity nila, or may amount of money yata yung mananalo. And yun talagang sina LeBron, Joel Embiid, Goward, it came down to the free throws of Anthony Davis. But after that, nagsawa na din yung mga tao. And then nothing against the players naman, pero sa kanila, nag-iingat sila para sa season nila eh. Yung pinaka-importante is the championship, not the All-Star game eh. So, nag-iingat sila ngayon. However, the contention to that was, I think it was Barack Obama who pointed it out, is during the summer, pag nagpapalakas kayo para sa season, may mga pick-up games kayo. And all out kayo bumuhos doon, as in walang nag-aalala ng injury, wala talaga, go hard talaga sila. LeBron and KD going at it. And yan sa All-Star game, hindi nyo magawa-gawa.
Which paid, sinasabi nga, doon sa mga pick-up games nyo, wala naman nagbabayad doon. Pero all out kayo. Ito may paying customers, tapos biglang ganyan nyo lalaroin. Diba?
So doon nanggagaling yung setup na ginawa nila ngayon. So ang setup na ginawa nila is pick-up game style. So kung naglaro kayo sa mga lima. Kung sino mauna sa court, yun muna eh. Hanggang mapuno. Tapos matira maiwan eh. Ganun eh. Tapos hanggang maubos ka naman.
Tapos walang oras, di ba? Race to 40, race to 50, race to 25. Isa, 1 point, 2 points. Ganun ang typical larong labas, di ba? Pag naglalaro ka, pick-up game, ganun ang, wala namang scoreboard ng usually mga court, di ba? So yun yung format na competitive, di ba? Ice tubig, whatever, kung ano man yung Ngayon, in-adapt nila yun, di ba?
And then they went with the draft. Pero ang nag-draft ngayon is si Shaq, si Kenny, si Chuck, and yung si Candace Parker, siya yung magko-coach ng isang team na manggagaling dun sa Rising Stars Challenge. Yung sino mag-champion dun. So, 4 na teams ngayon ang tinitignan natin. And I guess, the biggest question here is sino sa tingin natin ang magcha-champion, ang mananalo. Very interesting kasi almost parang tingin ko nga scripted yung
Pero
draft
ano siya, pero teka lang just to point out again, yung scoring, yung rule dito is walang time limit.
First to 40.
First to 40 points ang ano nila, di ba?
8 players lang.
Hindi, pero how does that affect the game?
It could be done in 5 minutes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Kasi 40 points is just 1 quarter.
Oo.
Yeah. So
mabilis siya.
Pero feeling ko may depensahan. Kasi yun yung nawala Yun yung nawala yung nagdidepensa sila. Ngayon magkakadepensa. So baka tumagal yung 40 points kasi mas seryoso sila. Di ba? Typical pick-up game, which ang pick-up game na race to 40, naglalast 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Pagka seryoso lahat pag seryoso lahat.
the reason why I think this is gonna be interesting, kaya nga sinabi ko, tingin ko medyo scripted yung draft in a way, or pinag-usapan ni Shaq, Kenny, and Chuck, Charles Barkley. Kasi bawat team may theme. Okay? And may pinaglalaban lahat ng tatlo na to. Yung team na draft ni Shaq, mga pa-retire na. Mga legends, pa-retire na. You have LeBron, Curry, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, James Harden, Jaylen Brown, Kyrie Irving. Dapat nandito si Anthony Davis kaso hindi siya makasama. So ito yung mga tipong usually pag sinama mo sila sa ibang team, baka mag-relax yan. Pero kung sila yung sinama mo all together, nakakaya naman kung matalo tayo ng mga bata parang sa All-Star. And LeBron pa is there and hindi nagpapatalo yan sa All-Star, kailangan lamang siya. Team Kenny, you have yung mga hungry, yung mga next in line. Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brunson, Jaren Jackson, Jalen Williams, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, Cade Cunningham, Tyler Hero, yung mga wala pang napatunayan. At ito yung tipong may fresh legs para mag-go hard sa All-Star. And then you have the internationals. Diba? We already mentioned so many times in this show that the top 5 players in the game today, tatlo doon malamang international, Jokic, Luka, and Giannis. Diba? Iba na yun So may iba rin yung pinapatunayan nila. Joker, SGA, Wemby, Siakam, Sengun, Kat, Donovan Mitchell, and Trae Young. So they're all fighting for something. It's a matter of may pagka-pride to which makes it interesting this year.
Eh, syempre, di naman papatalo yung mananalo dun sa Rising
Star.
Sila
Rookie,
for
diba?
that spot.
Rookie, diba? And yung thing na ini-expect ko this year na hindi nangyari, it was last year we have Steph versus Sabrina Ionescu as the 3-point shootout challenge. Ngayon, trinay nila Steph and Caitlin Clark. Pero nag-decline si Caitlin Clark kasi sabi ni Caitlin Clark na ang first 3-point shootout niya, ayaw niya maging NBA. Gusto niya sa WNBA siya kasi hindi pa siya sumali. So, i-invite niya yata si Steph doon. So, hindi natin makikita yon. So, the main event talaga for this year is the NBA All-Stars. Very, very interesting.
Ayan.
And madaming mapapanood kasi it's not just one game. Like, parang na-bore ka na, di ba, papatayin mo. Ito, abangan mo 40 lang, tapos may semis, tapos may championship pa. So, may layers siya na pwede mong abangan. I think lahat
mamili na tayo. Ako, ginagawa naman natin to sa bahay, di ba? Parang, sino, si El Padre ang puunahan natin.
Ako muna. Ang gusto ko yung kay Team Chuck, no? Well, tingin ko, marami nang natutunan ang American basketball to the European basketball. So, kailangan nila ipakita ngayon that they're
still better
than the other system. Pero kung ang pag-uusapan is paramihan ng fans, siyempre Team Shaq. Kasi ang tatandaan siya. Ang dami ng fans yan Pero para sa akin, I go for
Team
Shaq.
Ikaw?
Ako, I like the idea that these players are. For me, the fact that LeBron, Tatum, Curry, Kevin Durant just came from the Olympics. I think that has a lot of that riding on this one. Diba? Na parang, wait, we're back together. We were number 1 on the world, and so we want to prove that we're number 1 also here in the NBA and bring them together. I think this may be the last time that we'll ever see them together this way. You know, the Olympics, that team won't happen again. That kind of composition. Now you have another opportunity to say that kahit si Warriors naglabas ng ano di ba, kinote nila si Draymond tsaka si Steph. Nung dumating si Jimmy Butler, sinabi nila ni Draymond tsaka ni Steph na, ops, mukhang ito na yung last ride natin, di ba? Ito na yung last chance natin to win a championship. After this, wala na. Intanggap na nilang dalawa. Yung parang ang lungkot nun for Warriors fans for it to come out from both of them, ha? Natanggap na nila na, it's time to turn a page. Ito na, patapos na yung season. And I think them being together also, I think this might be the last time we'll see it this way. Even with James Harden there, di ba? KD, kasi bata pa yung Durant, bata pa yung Jaylen Brown. But yun, si Harden, si Durant, si Curry, si LeBron James, I think they have to say na we still got it, right?
Yeah.
We're the king. I hope if they're not passing the baton, ha? I hope not yet. I hope they win and say next year.
Ako, may nakikita kasi ako dito na siguro sa atin tatlo, ako lang naka-experience sa 3x3. Sa 3x3 kasi timed, pero first to 21 din eh. So may hinahabol ka eh. Same with dito eh. I think mananalo ang Team Kenny dito kasi wala nang kailangan warm-up to eh. Diba? Straight to 40, pag start pa lang ng game, wala nang 4 quarters na mag-warm up to get loose, get your rhythm. Si Team Kenny, I think Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brunson, mga dogs to eh. So sa umpisa pa lang, rat-rat na agad, wala nang warm up, rat-rat na agad, paunan,
magugulat
sa 40.
Magugulat yung dalawang
Oo, yun yung thing.
So, can I say something else? Ako, avid fan ako nito.
Kakaiba kaming tatlo, ha? So maganda yan. Abangan namin yan this weekend.
Fan ako nitong lahat na ito. Okay, for sure. But I'm based in Madrid now, so I'll go for okay? Also, dahil tatlo kami magkakaiba, kung sino mananalo, yung dalawang matatalo, siya maghuhugas ng kotse.
may isa rin nga silang pustahan, di ba? So, we are going to look forward to those teams and those games on Monday morning. It's happening this February 17. Ayan. Because we are live on Facebook and on TikTok, we also have some comments from our viewers. Let's check them out. Meron bang mga questions for the Banal Boys? Ayan na. Coach Joel, naalala ko noon, coach ka ng Talk and Text and Ateneo at the same time. Gaano yun kahirap? Uy, bawal na yun ngayon, di ba? Ninili pa payagan yun. Tsaka, paano nyo hinahati yung time nyo noon?
Okay, hindi...
Actually, bawal na rin siya dati, di ba? Kaya technically,
correct. Kasi
Nag-stop siya.
nag-overlap siya ng one game yata, few games eh. Kanya nung natapos ako sa
Ateneo.
Talk and Text, bago ako matapos ng Talk and Text, nag-start na yung UAAP. So I missed one game.
Coach Andy
I missed one game. And then, nung bago matapos naman yung UAAP, nag-start na yung PBA. So I missed, I think, 2, 3, or 4 games. Si Coach Ariel na nag-coach nun. So hindi talaga pwedeng pagsabayin maski noon pa. Kailangan ko tapusin muna isang tournament bago ko pasukin isang tournament. So, ibig sabihin lang nun, 2 taon ako walang pahinga.
Pero coach, doable ba siya? I mean, bawal siya, pero ikaw, as a coach, kaya mo ba siya yung workload as in coaching for a collegiate team and coaching for a professional team? Head coach siya.
Yeah, well, I had fun. I won like 4 championships in 1 year. I won 3 championships for Ateneo and then the Talk and Text championship in 1 year.
So, kaya siya.
Kaya.
Bakit kaya siya pinagbabawal, no? Kasi gusto niya naka-dedicate yung time mo sa team. Yeah. Pero if kaya siya and the results show, diba?
Yeah. Pero it's also to protect the league, you know? Let's say, for example, I'm a professional coach and I coach in the collegiate level and di ako manalo doon sa collegiate level. Parang sipa yun sa PBA. Pro coach ka, tinatalo ka nitong pipitsuging coach na sa college. No?
Parang feeling mo ka mag-reflect yung sa other team. Okay. Next comment. Coach Joel, thoughts nyo about Mapua's championship? Kasi unlike ibang teams, kita natin kung paano na-build yung team. Hindi yung kagaya ng ibang college na nagbayad to get stars. naka-reunion na ba kayo?
Ako, kaya
Ang tanong is, nakailang reunion na ba sila?
Champion online shop, alam mo. Hindi kami ang pinunta niyan. Galing nasa Madrid yan, di ba? No way, ngayon. Sandali lang siya, 3 linggo, isang buwan lang siya nandito. Hindi talaga kami ang pinunta niya. Reunion ang mga pinunta niya.
Nakatatlong reunion na ako sa Mapua. So, yes, pinuntahan ko yun. Naka-reunion na ako. Tapos yung sa, if I may comment on yun sa championship na Mapua. Alam ni Randy or the coaching staff, no, ang parati kong pinipreach kasi sa kanila. Kasi nung team namin, yung pang back-to-back namin sa Mapua, 6 na nucleus ng very strong players nung previous year na nag-champion, nag-graduate. So ang team ko noon sobrang liit. So si Denny Cheng lang ang aking sentro noon. No? Pero ang katwiran ko parati, if I have speed and outside shooting, I'm not scared to play anyone. So yung team nila, nakita ni Randy na naging ganon. Meron siyang speed, grip, and outside shooting. So may kumpiyansa siya na mananalo siya. In fact, nung nasa Madrid ako, pinipilit nila akong umuwi. Sabi ko, hindi ako uwi, ganyan-ganyan. Tapos sinabi ko, tinext ko si Randy, kung manalo ka ng championship, uuwi ako. So nung reunion, sinabi niya, si Coach Joel ang nag-motivate sa akin para manalo ng championship. Kasi hindi siya uuwi kung hindi kami manalo. Kanya kailangan kaming manalo. Kasi 100 years nang mabuhay.
Oo.
So si Coach Randy tsaka si Coach Yong, players ni Daddy yan dati sa Mapua. So yeah.
Si Randy is part of the back-to-back championship, 1990, 1991.
I love it. Next comment. Great to see the Holy Family, Pamilya Banal. Such a joy to see Coach Joel Banal again. Gusto ko lang malaman if sinong mas pasaway.
Ang ganda talaga ng jacket. Ang ganda talaga ng
Si
jacket.
Juan o si
Ang
Ael.
ganda ng...
Isama na natin yung ibang brothers. Sino ba yung pinakapasaway sa kanilang 4?
4 kaming boys, tapos may girl kami, si Isabel. So, ako yung panganay, siya yung bunsong lalaki. Alam na natin kung sino mabait at responsable.
Hindi namin alam. Sino ba Coach
Sasagutin ko
Joel?
ba yan o mapapahabak ako?
Kailangan sagutin lahat ng mga comments.
Okay. Lahat sila mababait, lahat mahal ko. Pero lahat sila, bawat isa sa kanila, meron akong pet peeve. No? Meron ako, pag ginawa nila yun, alam na nila na papipikon ako. Lahat sila, iba-iba naman yun. Iba-iba.
So, may Miguel,
So, lahat sila
may Miguel pa
pasaway.
kami, so sa ako, tapos Miguel yung sunod sa akin, tapos si Gab yung sunod, tapos si Ael, tapos si Isabel. Yun yung order namin. So,
Basta pag sinabi ko, alam mo na pag ginawa mo yan, maiinis ako, ginagawa mo pa din.
In short, lahat daw.
Lahat kami pasaway.
Lahat pasaway.
Tama.
Okay, next comment.
Ay.
Wala na. Okay, yun na yung ating last comment. Ayan. Once again, guys, don't forget to give us a follow on our social media accounts. We are on Facebook and on TikTok at Sports Plus PH. Okay, so parang natin na pag-usapan in today's episode. Parang feeling ko I was already part of one night. Kulang na lang may pagkain. Kasama na ako dun sa Banal Dinners. Once again, thank you so much for joining us in today's episode. So if you guys are ready to elevate your sports experience, then let's dive into the world of live sports like never before with Sports Plus PH. So whether you guys are a diehard fan or you just simply love the thrill of the game, we've got you guys covered. So don't forget to register at Sports Plus PH. Once again, thank you so much guys for joining us on a Friday evening. Maligayang araw ng mga puso sa lahat ng mga manonood, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!
paano ba ang heart na nila?
Heart.
Dami na yun eh.